Hello, my friends. It's me, Kirsten, and this is the It's Giving Mystical podcast. And this is your podcast for the week ahead, the week of June 27th. So hopefully you had some moments with this Cancer new moon. They might have been emotional moments. They might have been clarifying moments. And hopefully you were able to use your emotions as a guide, as a navigational tool. Okay, so I'm feeling this. My heart feels like this matters. It's feeling energy here. Where does that lead me? Where does that take me? What does that inspire me to do? What does that inspire me to want to change in my life? Does that sense of what makes you feel safe? Like just noticing where you feel safe and noticing if that's the norm or if that's a space you step into for a few moments and then step out of again. And the invitation is, how can you create a life where you feel more safe more of the time? How can you be a human who is more embodied in their own energy, their own medicine, that's then taken your beautiful two hands and built a life that feels like home to you, feels like peace to you? That's the greatest invitation of the Cancer new moon, is you deserve to feel at home. You deserve to feel loved. You deserve to feel safe. You deserve to feel nurtured and cared for. What kind of came up on the map of, oh, okay, so if that's true, if I believe that and I'm ready to receive that, where does that take me? Where does that bring my attention? The card I pulled for us today is an interesting one, the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a tricky energy because we're dealing with sevens, which is mystery and transformation, the change that happens in the dark, the change that happens in the quiet. You can't quite see what's shifting. You just know that it's the black box. You go in one way, out another. And water cups are our emotions, so also not particularly stable ground. So the Seven of Cups in general leaves us feeling a little unsteady. There's a big fat squirrel staring at me while I say that. So gather your nuts while you can. The Seven of Cups basically is inherently unstable energy. So just know that going into the week ahead. In the week ahead, you're dancing with energies that are dancing in and of themselves. And so just have that kind of perspective. Keep yourself, again, like grounded or tethered into something that feels real to you, so that you can have a perspective with which to see these illusions, to see these shifting landscapes, and not think that the shifting landscapes are the reality, are the thing. You are the one witnessing the shifting landscapes. You are not the shifting landscape in and of itself and in totality, right? So we want to kind of distance ourselves enough to say, okay, these things are shifting. These things are transforming. There's a mysterious process going on in my heart, in my emotional body, and in the world, in the way that my emotional body meets the world. Seven of Cups is a card of desire, is one of the words that comes up with this card. It's this card of ambition, the card of attainment, the card of success. One of the most important things that came up when I was just sitting with it for this week's reading in regards to what's going to happen in the week ahead, what we need to know about the energetic weather of the week ahead, is that in this card, it's a realization that all that glitters is not gold. So it's the realization that all of these things the world has told you will feel like satisfaction, will feel like fullness, will feel like enough, will feel like ambition achieved or ambition satisfied, that the world tells you all these things and you go out searching for them. Go outside of yourself searching for them. And the thing about the figure being empty or like a blank space is, yes, there's going to be shadow involved. So why do you go after what you want? Why do you want what you want? Why does the thing that glitters in your eye or the thing that draws you, why that thing? And on the one hand, we want what we want. On the other hand, where is that desire coming from? Where's the movement coming from? Is the movement coming from your center? Is the movement coming from alignment? Like, oh, I want that because I can feel there's a resonance. I can feel there's an expansion available there. I can feel that there's something about that energy that's going to help me realize something about myself. That's one way to feel that pull. The other way to feel that pull is, if I get that, I can finally relax. If I get that, I will finally look important. If I get that, I will finally look good. I'll finally fill in all the blanks, check all the boxes. And that came up last week too, this question of ambition and this question of what we're fighting for, this question of what we're working towards is around, it's just with us. And you can see it in the landscape, how the sense of satisfaction seems to be changing in lots of ways. I don't want to get off topic, but that's around. You can feel that, you see that. And it came up last week too. And this week, it's just this interesting, here's what I'm going to tell you I saw with the card. So let me just finish dialoguing what's happening. Okay, so there's a sense of this figure, and he's looking at this cloud, and on this cloud are resting each of these 7 cups. And each of these 7 cups speaks to something. There's a card around greed. There's a card around the laurels, like being the winner. There's a cup around lust. There's a cup around getting closer to God. Like there's all these cups that kind of picture or illustrate the things that we would think would equate to success, equate to satisfaction, equate to having made it, having arrived. And there's one that is covered, and that's the one glowing. It has this red light to it. And there's a couple ways to interpret this card, but I'm going to tell you what I really saw today was that this figure is searching outside of themselves for something. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all search, we all have ambition, we all have drive. But there's a thing to note about how empty he is. And there's a direct relationship between how seductive, how shifting, how unsatisfying these things are. It's directly related to how empty or full we are ourselves. So there's the sense that the danger of this card comes in when this figure is empty except for his desire, except for his reaching or aching for the thing, like the thing that will make him feel full or satisfied or calm or safe or whatever he's desiring in his life. So that's here with this card. It's also here with this card that it's a reminder to us to come from a place of fullness, like investigate your desires, feel what you want, be aware of what you want, but come at it from this place of, I am full and I would like to know more. I would like to experience more. I would like to add to this versus I want because I'm empty. I want because there's this ache inside of me. The ache inside of you, that's part of the human experience. You will always ache. Your heart will never be fully satisfied. And also your heart is satisfied in every beat, with every beat. And so that's the great paradox. That's the thing we're holding in our hands. There's a part of me that is always aching, always wants to expand into and know more and experience more and test more and reveal more and just feel more life, know more of this experience, know more of this earth school. And then there's also a part of us that never needs a thing. It's completely satisfied. And this card draws that contrast into our own perspective. It makes us see that contrast. And so the question in the week ahead is noticing what you want. Who wants that? Where's that desire coming from? Where's that drive coming from? And I think you can feel the difference. That type of desire or hunting or movement that comes from this place of, I lack, and I need to get there. I need to fill it. I need to have the thing or have the person or have the job or have the title or have the whatever, fill in the blank, have the conversation. I need to have this thing. And then once I have this thing, I can rest. I can feel full. Versus I feel full and I am curious. I'm inspired. I want to know more. What else? So I feel all of this and what else? And what might be more? And so there's this illumination of where you're moving from, illumination around your desires. This card, there's so much you could say about it. And I felt very strongly about what the message was, which is really about this sense of taking stock of how you are approaching your desires. And to go back to what I said in the very beginning, how are you approaching the shifting landscape of what will satisfy you, what you want, what you desire, what feels like success, and your own emotional body? How are you meeting these two kind of watery things? Where are you in that? Are you carried away by that? Or are you grounded enough to say, oh, okay, I can witness this. I can have a sense of these shifting landscapes as another thing to observe and move with and dance with and experience. But more traditionally, when you get this card, what it's asking you to take stock of is, what is your desire? Everyone has their opinions about what you should want, what your life should look like, whether you've made it or not on 100 different matrices. But there's this sense of, yeah, but what do I want? What feels good to me? What feels like a match to me? The sevens in general are so fluid. When you're channeling with these cards, especially the sevens, it's like, blah, 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 blah. There's so many threads that I could hold on to. But the thread I'm trying to call right now, I'm trying to keep steady with right now, is this thread of no one gets to decide for you what satisfaction feels like. No one gets to decide for you what success feels like. And so if you are inundated, or it's loud, or there's chatter about what you should want, the Seven of Cups is inviting you to notice that that's all that is. It's all that is. Like, no one has gotten what the world told them they should have and felt satisfied. You only feel satisfied when you're following some sense of your own ache, of your own longing, of your own internal compass, your own North Star. And so the Seven of Cups is the realization that what I desire, what I want, my North Star is going to be unique. It's going to be something that I can both imagine and move towards and yet not comprehend at all. So more layers of mystery in this. Having some sense of where you're moving is important, but having this idea of it all being like laid out in front of you and there's this clear-cut arrival, that removes some of the magic, and it removes some of the positive potential of what else could become, what else could emerge, what else could be co-created with other people in your lives, with the universe, with the world. So the Seven of Cups is a reminder to appreciate the mystery. Appreciate that you're being called to go here, this next step that's clear as day. And then what might unfold from that place. That's what the Seven of Cups wants you to remember. Don't just go for the laurel. Don't just go for the lust. Don't just go for the thing as some kind of endpoint. Go for it because that's where you're being moved. Like, that's where the movement is. That's where the momentum is, that trajectory, the telos that we keep talking about, the movement towards. Like, where's the momentum? And then by following that momentum, who knows what could unfold? And keeping check on two things. Is the momentum, is it coming from your heart? Is it coming from your center? Or is it coming from the noise around you? And then are you giving yourself a minute to feel full before you want, before you desire? Is the desire coming from a place of lack and emptiness? Or is the desire coming from a place of curiosity and excitement and like, oh, I'm full, and what else? And what else might be? The other thing with the Seven of Cups is trusting that your path is your path. And we can use other people as a model for what inspires us, what lights us up, what's possible, what's like an expander thought. You see someone with something, you think, oh, well, I didn't know you could have that too. So there's those expansive beauty that's available by kind of scanning the world. But the Seven of Cups is the reminder that you're the only one who can walk your path. And so noticing where comparison might come in, noticing where we might feel envy or jealousy, or that false story we tell ourselves that they've got it figured out, that they're winning, that like they've got it all worked out and we're the ones that are somehow missing something. Notice those thoughts this week and just come back to, okay, but what's going on with me in my own system? What's the next right step for me? Can I trust that? Can I trust this, the kind of shimmering possibility of what's mine, of where I'm headed, without letting that be diminished or without getting confused or distracted by comparison or by some idea that someone else is going to get what I want. Like that classic thing of the urgency to whatever the thing is, if it's a person, if it's a job, if it's a house, if it's like anything, you can get the sense of the urgency. Like, I have to get this. If I don't move right now, I'm going to miss my chance. No, dude, that's not the way it works. The things that are meant to join you on your path are meant to join you on your path. Does it happen always in the timeline you expect it to? No, but that's okay too. Like, part of what we're trying to do is build a life that feels so good to us. So we are not these empty shells. We're these full, colorful, vibrant beings who are artists of our life and artists in the world and are constantly looking for prima materia, like the material to create something new. The input, the curiosity, the exploration that comes when I meet the world with fullness. So that's just here with us this week, noticing how full you feel or how depleted you feel, noticing how you're moving towards your desires, noticing which version of you is moving towards your desires, trusting your fullness, trusting you that what you wants you in return, that there's some sense of vibrational match that comes when we want to move towards something, and trusting that and not needing that to be an end game or like an arrival point or a finished result, but allowing that to be part of the journey, part of the exploration. So Seven of Cups, just like know that what's happening in the heart space, what's happening in the emotional body, and what's happening as that emotional body interacts with the world, that it's literally like a sand painting right now. Like it's shifting and moving, and it might be beautiful. There's something about it that's a little impermanent and a little bit forming itself. And even your desire, like even your picture of what you want in this arena might be forming itself. And so be patient with that and be your own best witness with that. Journal around that. Spend time reflecting, spend time in visualization, spend time in meditation. A beautiful week to daydream, like a beautiful week to daydream, a beautiful week to step into these altered states and just imagine what else might be possible. Allow your mind to wander a bit. What turns you on or what excites you or lights you up. Allow yourself to unravel that into a more beautiful story. I like this idea. And so I'm going to daydream about what might that be like and where might that lead me and what does that expand in my life? And that's almost as beautiful as the thing happening itself, because it's, I saw this thing, it inspired me, I daydreamed about it, it opened up this other landscape, it unraveled into this thing, and then I saw this, I want that, I forgot I care about that too. And so it's this beautiful yarn spinning of what might be possible, what I'm craving, where in my life I need to fill myself up, and then where I need to find new material to interact with. It's really lovely. Seven of Cups is tricky. It's confusing. It's hard to put into words. And that is enough to know. And then from there, what do? You check in with yourself. You honor your desires and you allow them to spin and shift and make shapes and colors that inspire you, and then move towards that in a way like, I wonder what else might happen. I wonder what else might be possible here. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's good energy. The Seven of Cups is only tricky when we feel empty and we feel like the only way we're going to arrive is to match some narrative of success or satisfaction that's outside of us, that was crafted by the world. And then we think, okay, if we do it that way, then we'll feel good. And the Seven of Cups is sometimes a hard lesson. It's worth exploring what you care about, what you want, what fills you up, what turns you on, and then trusting that is its own path, and that really like the path only becomes possible as you become brave enough to walk it. It comes back to what I keep saying, like I really am in this space right now where even with my clients and Mystic Rising, I really want to encourage people to feel brave and safe enough to make the art they're here to make. And their art is that's a wide word. It's a wide, beautiful word. And your art can be many things. But that's the next evolution for all of us, to live in a world where we have the possibility to make our art, whatever that looks like, and to feel like that's enough. So may you feel that this week. And Seven of Cups, may you stare at the shifting landscapes in wonder and be excited about what new possibility steps under the horizon and what that new possibility awakens in you and reminds you of and excites in you. It's really beautiful. And keep picturing these sands like shifting into different shapes and taking different shapes. And I didn't know we could make that shape over here. What might that life look like? What might that adventure look like? Take a nice, easy finish to June. Don't get too sticky with anything, kind of holding it all loosely, watching with wondrous eyes. And July will bring us into the Chariot and the Tower, which is a lot of movement. So, yes, I mean what I say. Rest up these last few days of June and take good care of yourself. Fill your cup, whatever that looks like. You cannot create from an empty well. And so take the time to fill your well. And then I will do a long form podcast on the Chariot and the Tower. But those is a card combination that covers some ground. So we'll see where that takes us in July. So much love to you. And may you trust that your path, your walk, your medicine is going to be the most beautiful one possible. And anything will dull in comparison. You're made for your trail, your path. And aho to trusting that and aho to enjoying that. All right. Bye.